All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Today, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disappearance day, so we will discuss about him only. No Bhagavatam class. Till what time? Kitne baje tak class? 8:30. ओ माताजी लोग उसको बोलना बात नहीं करने के लिए, बात मत कीजिए. Hare Krishna. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is a कौन चैंटिंग कर रहा है पीछे? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is also known as Kedarnath Datta. He was a very prominent magistrate. There were only two Indian magistrates during British Raj. Right? One was Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was appointed as a magistrate in Jagannath Puri. At the time, he was to look into Jagannath temple affairs also. So at that time, there was a lot of corruption also in Jagannath temple, and he was trying to correct it. And the king of that Puri, he actually did some black magic against Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And because he was trying to expose his corrupt activities. And at that time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur became very sick, but meanwhile, the son of the king died, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur got saved. And then that time, Lord Jagannath came into the dream of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and told him that I have not sent you here to correct all these activities in Jagannath temple. I have sent you here to preach Krishna consciousness. So why are you wasting your time, trying to do all these things? Bhaktivinoda Thakur implored to Lord Jagannath that, my dear Lord, I have become very old and I am always very sick. It is not possible for me to preach your glories far and wide. Please give me a son who is very powerful. Like that. Then Lord Jagannath told him to worship Bimla Devi. Bimla Devi is also residing in Jagannath temple. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur worshipped Bimla Devi to have a powerful son, Bhagavata son, a devotee, pure devotee of Krishna, to take birth in his family, so that he can preach the Krishna consciousness all over the world. So then that son was none other than Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. All of you know how glorious his birth was. So he took birth in Jagannath Puri, near to the Jagannath temple. And when he was very small, so the Jagannath Rath Yatra was going on, and then it stopped in front of his house. And the garland from Lord Jagannath fell around the neck of Bimal Prasad. That time his name was Bimal Prasad. So he understood, Bhaktivinoda Thakur understood that he is the son that he was wanting for. He prayed to Lord Jagannath. Actually, that is why his name was given to as Bimal Prasad, as a mercy of Bimala Devi, because to whom he prayed to have a son. So later on, Bimal Prasad, he was very devoted. When he was just small, just 3-4 years old, once Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought a basket of mangoes, and Bimal Prasad, he took mango without offering to the Lord. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur chastised Bimal Prasad that these mangoes are not meant for your sense gratification. It was meant to be offered to Lord Jagannath's satisfaction. So even though he was such a small boy, he took a vow that he will never eat mangoes again because I have committed offense. Right? Okay. So he never ate mangoes in his life, throughout his life. So at the age of 6, he learnt entire Bhagavad Gita, explaining the meanings, the words and the meanings of entire Bhagavad Gita. At the age of 6, he learnt entire Bhagavad Gita. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's so-called spiritual master, Bipin Bihari Goswami, when he visited the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, at that time Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur was just 6-year-old boy. When Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur offered obeisances to Bipin Bihari Goswami, he kept his feet on the head of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. At that time, Bimal Prasad, he was just 6-year-old boy. He chastised Bipin Bihari Goswami, saying that, do you know who is my father in eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna? Do you think you have got the power to keep your feet on the head of my father? He is a Manjari in pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna. Bipin Bihari Goswami became he said, your son is very impudent. How he can speak like that to me? So later on, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur taught Bimal Prasad right from the childhood how to do editing, how to do printing. That's why he called this printing press as Brahat Mridanga. Brahat Mridanga. He said that if you play a mridanga inside the temple, the sound vibrates only inside, only limited to this place. But when you distribute books, Krishna conscious books, the whole world will be, the sound will be reverberated in the whole world. That is why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur taught Bimal Prasad from the age of 10 how to print books, how to edit books. And he wanted him to become a writer, he wanted him to print books, like that. Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he wanted to read Chaitanya Charitamrita, he could not find one copy also. After search through the Bengal, with great difficulty, they found one copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it is with so much, that is why he emphasized on printing books and all that. Later on, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was growing up, so he became a very great scholar and Jyotish, especially in, he wrote a book on Surya Siddhanta. Then he was a very scholarly person, and he used to defeat all big scholars all over India, especially these Mayavadis and all. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he took up a big fight against caste Goswamis. Caste Goswamis. So who are these caste Goswamis? Nityananda Vamsha and Advaita Vamsha. So there are two categories. Nityananda Prabhu has some of the disciples, later on Jahnavi Mata, all. And Advaita Acharya had some sons and all. And then from him there are two clans. One is seminal parampara, all the sons and sons. Then from one side the disciple parampara. And they used to, Goswami means one who has conquered the senses. But the Goswami, instead of somebody conquering the senses and becoming a Goswami, they all became caste Goswamis. Caste Goswami means, just because I am born in such a family, I am a Goswami. Right? If you go to Radharaman temple, some of the Goswamis' houses, you will see big 30 inches TV there. People indulging in all politics and all kinds of activities. Right? Goswami means Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, epitome of renunciation, living under the tree, each tree. Like that. Yesterday I was hearing Jannivas Prabhu was saying in one class that Prabhupada told Krishna, when Krishna told him, you please go and preach. Prabhupada told, I have to live under each tree every day. It's a different tree. I don't want to do all those things. Then Krishna told me that, no, you don't have to do all these things. You just print books and distribute prasad and live nicely. Actually, they are such like that. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur fought against this caste Goswamis, and they are a very big clan, and they are enjoying guruship. And now in ISKCON, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur fought against this practice, which is now becoming prevalent in ISKCON also, that charging money for kirtans. Charging money for kirtan. Sometimes some devotees, they charge, unless you give me 10,000 rupees, I will not come to your house and do kirtan. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, then charging money for Bhagavad Katha. Charging money for Bhagavad Katha. So all these caste Goswamis are doing that. Then becoming a professional guru. Because after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, Vaishnavism became very distorted, especially after Narottam Das Thakur left. Vaishnavism became very distorted. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the one who revived real pure Krishna consciousness. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he fought against this caste Goswamis. I don't want to dwell into, because so much vast pastimes are there. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, once, there is one Kashim Bajar, there was a king, Nandi, and he was a very benevolent, gracious and philanthropic king, who was helping, especially Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees, printing their literatures and other stuff. But also he was very soft-hearted and broad-minded, and he was not knowing the difference between real Vaishnavas and caste Goswamis. And these caste Goswamis also, they are having so much influence on him. But he had lot of respect for Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There was a sammelan of all these different these Vaishnavas, different groups of Vaishnavas and all. And when Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur came, by the time many of these caste Goswamis, they were against Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. So they grouped against Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, and they were so much influencing the that Maharaj Nandi, that they were not allowing Srila Bhakti Siddhanta to speak. For Bhakti Siddhanta, speaking Harikatha, he is his life and soul. So for 4 days, he was staying there in Kashim Bazaar. He did not eat any food. He fasted for 4 days. He fasted for 4 days. So when he was given a chance to speak, they said, you can speak for 5 minutes. Then he quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmanda Brahmite Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhaktilata Bij. Before he finished 5 minutes talk, all of them, they just shouted him down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Like that. But meanwhile, he was not allowed to speak publicly. And that is why, if I am not able to speak Harikatha, and if I am not able to save these people from material contamination, then he said, I should not eat food also in their house. Because a pujari who is not without understanding of absolute truth, if he cooks, then that is not prasada. That is, if you eat that kind of food, you will become contaminated. So for 4 days, he did not eat. So later on, then when he was not allowed to speak, without informing the king, because the king had a lot of respect for Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, without informing the king, he left in the middle of the night and he reached railway station. And then meanwhile, king came to know that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta left for the station. Then he came running. Then he requested him. He said, no, I am not going to stay. Then he went to the station, he went to the Mayapur. So from there, that time there were no boats, there were no roads and no train stations in Navadvip and all that. So he had to walk 5 miles early in the morning. Then he reached Mayapur Yogpit. Then he cooked, then he ate after 4 days of fasting. Later on, the Kashim Bazaar king, that Nandi, Maharaj Nandi came to know that a sadhu came here and did not eat food. He fasted. But this caste Goswamis misrepresented Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, saying that he did not eat food in your house because he thinks that he is a very great Vaishnava and then you belong to a low caste family, king, like that. But actually, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta is the one who fought against these principles that, by birth and all, you become a Goswami or anything like that. Because anybody is eligible, according to Lord Chaitanya, anybody is eligible for practicing Krishna consciousness and become a Brahmana. Like that. So later on, there actually in 1901, January 2nd, I told this many times, there was a big argument between a very famous scholar from Benares who was actually contradicting the Vedic principles on Siddhanta, Surya Siddhanta. So, in a very public place, there was an argument between Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and that scholar. He is a very famous scholar from Benares. I forgot the name. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta defeated that scholar, and then he argued so fiercely with him in such a way that that man, he passed stool and urine publicly in his dhoti. He was so scared. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was lion-like guru, lion guru. And then after that, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta felt very bad. Then since then, he stopped all these After that he said, I am giving up all this Jyotisha and all. Very interesting thing that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he would not travel on Thursdays. He would not travel on Thursdays. And if he has to travel on Thursdays, he would keep the suitcase and shoes outside the house on Wednesday itself. Right? He is very expert in Jyotisha. But one thing he says, that even though he was very particular about following all these muhurtas and all, but when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a pure devotee of the Lord, would say something contrary to his astrological beliefs, he would follow instructions of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur rather than the Jyotisha, astrology, horoscope, like that. Even Prabhupada also used to follow this, not traveling on Thursdays, like that. Anyway, later on he gave it up. Because when he was studying in the Sanskrit college, very famous college in Calcutta, there was an argument with the principal and he defeated the principal. And that principal, they rusticated Srila Bhakti Siddhanta from the college. And it was that time, it was a great. Nowadays, of course, students are so unruly, they don't care. But 1900s, a student getting rusticated means whole of Bengal they would come to know that such a student became rusticated, and nobody will give him a job and nobody will give a girl like that. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was very happy. Then he said that I am very happy that I got rusticated. If I got a degree from such famous college, then everybody would offer me a job, and moreover, every respectable gentleman would offer his girl, bring the proposal to get me married to their girl. Now nobody will come forward to give their daughter to a rusticated student. So I am very happy. Like that. So that was his vision. Like that. So later on, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur instructed Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur to get initiation from Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, when he was Bhaktisiddhanta, when he approached him, he said that I will ask Mahaprabhu and let you know. Let you know. Then he was, after some time again he approached him, said, did you ask him? He said, I am very busy, I could not ask him. Then again he approached him, said, did you ask him? What did Mahaprabhu say? He said, no, Mahaprabhu did not say anything, but I don't want to give any initiation to you. Because previously I initiated one person, then he cheated me. So now I have decided that, I don't want to give initiation to anybody. Like that. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was a very, very famous scholar. And Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he was known as illiterate. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur lamented that if you don't show mercy, Kandiya, Karuna na haibe, Kandiya, I will cry and give up my life. He was showing that how my education is so futile, all my scholarship and all is so futile, in front of pure devotional service to Lord Krishna. Why would Mahaprabhu or Krishna is a debauchee. He is attracted to other men's wives. So why would a debauchee like Krishna would accept a moralist person like me, who was very strictly following brahmacharya and moral principles and all? Like that he was saying. So finally, he gave him initiation. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur told that my spiritual master gave me 3 instructions. 3 instructions. One is, don't ever accept any disciples. Number 2, don't associate with anybody. Right? And number 3, don't go to Mayapuri, Calcutta. Don't ever go to Calcutta. So somebody asked, you broke all 3 principles. You acted contrary to all the 3 principles, 3 instructions given by your spiritual master. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta explained that I never considered any of my disciples as my disciple. Because he said, all these devotees, they are sent by my spiritual master. They are actually my masters. They are not my disciples. Because in order to spread Harikatha all over the world, my spiritual master sent me all these people. So I don't consider them as my disciples. They are my masters. That is why whenever a disciple would, or anybody would offer obeisance to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he would say, Dasosmi. I am your servant. Like that. Number 2, never associate with anyone. He said, I never associated with anybody. Whenever we are only spreading Harikatha, and people would come and listen. So it is like not association. A sadhu should give association to karmis, not take their association. And then number 3, but I see you so many times in Calcutta. Said, I never been to Calcutta. I am only going to Gaudiya Math. Gaudiya Math is a place which is untouched by these modes of nature, which is outside this world, transcendental. Only for the purpose of spreading Harikatha, we would go to Calcutta. Still, there is a criticism that he did not follow spiritual master's instruction. Then he quoted that Sri Ramanuja also, his spiritual master told him, he gave him some mantra and told, don't tell anybody. If you recite this mantra, you will go to hell. But if anybody chants this mantra, they will go to Vaikuntha. Right? So the one day we went there, that place is there. There is one temple is there in South India. He went up on the tank, at the top of the tank, water tank. Then he gathered all the villagers, said, you chant this mantra, you will go back to Godhead. Om Namo Narayana. So his spiritual master is very upset. You have committed an offense, you disobeyed. He said, no problem, I am ready to go to hell. If this mantra will help all these people to make them come back to Godhead. Then that spiritual master fell at the feet of Ramanuja. He said, actually you are my spiritual master. Your heart is like that. So, then in Puri, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our temple is there, that is called actually Bhakti Bhavan, I think. There Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur established that place. He collected money, he collected the bricks, and with his own hands he built that place. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur told that anybody who comes to the dham, they get eternal benefit. So, if anybody can help, build these temples, it is a great, you will attract the mercy of Lord Chaitanya or Lord Jagannath. Right? So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, each and every atom in Mayapur is imbued with spiritual potency. Spiritual potency. And he said, that is why he said that the vegetables or milk or anything that is grown in dhams, one should carry to their homes and eat a little bit every day, or some sand from Vraj or something, or something they should carry and keep it on their heads or like that. So actually Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, at that time British government wanted to provide railway line to Mayapur. Till now it did not come. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta did not want, because if you build a railway line, so many karmis will come. They will pass stool and urine in the dham and make it burden. That is why I don't want. Only those sincere people, they should come. That is why previously, in order to go to Mayapur, come to the Yogpeeth, they have to come to Navadvip and cross the Ganges and walk in very dirty, dirt, because there was no road at that time. The road, the Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Marg, he established, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta established, and the first post office in Mayapur was established by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Like that, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave him 3 instructions to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that Gaur Dhama, Gaur Nama, Gaur Dhama and Gaur Kama. Like that. Anyway, so what happened? Meanwhile, Bipin Bihari, there are Radhacharan Babaji or somebody, Haricharan Babaji. He concocted this philosophy, this new mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Nitai Gaur Radhesham. Right? So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur fought very valiantly against him. And to his dismay, many of the residents in Jagannath Puri, they have supported that Babaji. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta fought against them very, fiercely. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur instructed him, why are you wasting your time fighting against these people? Go to Mayapur and do bhajan. That time only, he took a vow to chant 1 billion names. So he had a small deity of Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna, and then every day he was chanting. He has taken a vow to chant 1 billion names. I think it took him 7 years. And then he was eating like a dog, without hands. Food is there and lying on the floor, and he would eat like a dog. Like that. So later on, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then he finished. Then he established that Yogpeeth, Chaitanya Math and other temples there. So Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur single-handedly handling all the affairs of these places. Then in 1913, sometime, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a letter to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. That time he was in Bhakti Bhavan in Calcutta. So there he wrote a letter that of all my sons, you are the only Vaishnava son. And you are only representing Mahaprabhu's teachings. I am surrounded by all these antagonistic people and enemies and all. Please take me from here to Godrumdvip. So when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta reached there, all his other family members and all, they have fiercely opposed. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta came back very disappointed to the railway station. And then by the time Srila Bhaktisiddhanta reached the railway station, he saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur also there at the station. Somehow he convinced, and then he took him there. So sometime in 1914, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a letter to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur that I am passing away, you please come. But because of the monsoon rains and all, the train became late, and by the time Srila Bhaktisiddhanta reached, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur left his body, and all his family members and all, they cremated him also. They did not wait for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Then everybody was crying and all, but his mother was very cool and pacified. Bhagavati Devi, she is not crying and all that. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, today actually we should celebrate that a great Vaishnava entered the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So we should not lament. It is like that. Later on, he arranged the Shok Sabha and glorification ceremony of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, like that. So, immediately after 1 year, after passing away Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Shri Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj also left his body. So because of the passing away of the two great acharyas, and he felt very despondent, he felt very morose. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, now my spiritual master, my Gurudev has left. Said, what for I have to live? Now who will chastise me? Who will chastise me? Then regarding Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said, he left me, who will appreciate my writings? To whom I will show my writings for correction and all that? Who will give me instruction in Gaur Katha, like that? So he was lamenting very much, and then he gave up eating and sleeping. Then he was very morose, and he was constantly chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And then at that time, he was actually, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur instructed him, write a commentary on Nectar of Instruction, Anuvritti. Actually, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, he was writing Anubhashya, and then Srila Bhaktivinoda, Anubhashya means Chaitanya, commentary on Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anubhashya and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he appreciated the writings of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, especially this Anubhashya, so much. So that is why they were discussing very intimately the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and he was showing the papers and all, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur left his body. And that is why Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, he was lamenting, now to whom I will show my writings? Who will edit my papers? Who will appreciate my writings? Like that he was lamenting. So he was constantly chanting. Then he wrote a commentary on Nectar of Instruction. And because Bhaktivinoda Thakur specifically instructed him to write a commentary on Nectar of Instruction. And then when he was writing, and some papers were lying there, and then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was sitting down, feeling very deeply, feeling deep separation from both the acharyas, Gaurkishore Das Babaji and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then at that time, a few papers that he has written came and fell in front of him. So there, in that, the instructions of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Bhaktivinoda Thakur's instructions were there, that Gaurnama, Gaurdhama and Gaurkama. You carry out these instructions like that. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta felt that it is the indirect sign that you should give up his moroseness and follow the instruction of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Gaurnama, spreading the holy names of Lord Gauranga all over the world. And Gaurdhama, because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur specifically instructed Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur to develop this Yogpit, develop Mayapur Dham. And he specifically instructed him that Gaurkama means the desire of Lord Gauranga. What is the desire of Lord Gauranga? Because Lord Gauranga, he would feel morose seeing the condition of Kali Yuga people. And then Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu, he would, they would encourage Lord Chaitanya that we will actually free you from your anxiety. So what is the anxiety of Lord Gauranga? That all the people in this Kali Yuga are suffering. So that is his desire, that all over the world, his name should be spread and Krishna consciousness should be spread. Like that. So then he was, after so many days of moroseness, despondency, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur felt relieved. And then that day night, he saw a vision where he saw Panchatattva. He saw Panchatattva, and he saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he saw Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he saw all the Goswamis, 6 Goswamis, and he saw Sri Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Then they all told him that, Saraswati, why are you lamenting? Go to Calcutta and preach. Then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said, I neither have money nor scholarship nor leadership skills, nor any efficiency. How can I preach Krishna consciousness? Then all the acharyas, they have assembled. They gave a reassurance that Saraswati, you go and preach, and you will everything we will supply. We will supply everything. That is why Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's motto was, you just preach, Krishna will supply. That was his motto. And then he would make big programs, and sometimes he would take loan and make huge program, big pandal programs. And brahmacharis, they would, Prabhupada, there is no money. Say, no, if there is money in the bank, all the brahmacharis will become lazy. So if you have pressure on your head that you have to collect money, then you will run around and collect money. So it's not very easy to collect money. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said that unless you are humble in front of the donors and well behaved, they won't give donation to you. So you have to be nice to them. You can't go and tell the donors that you are a rascal, demon. Namam drishtitinu mudha prapadyante naradama maya apruta jnanam asrim bhavam ashritam. You belong to, if you don't surrender to Krishna, you belong to one of these categories. You go, they'll chase you out, right? Kushamat karna padta hai, right? Like that. So that was his motto. Like that. Then finally, he set foot in Calcutta. He went to Calcutta, then he started preaching. So Bhakti Vinod Asan, in the beginning, Bhakti Vinod Asan karke he started. So he's before he started his Gaudiya Math, he had some of his followers, especially there is one devotee, Kunj Bihari Prabhu. Kunj Bihari Prabhu. This Kunj Bihari Prabhu, he was a postmaster. And he was very close to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and very devoted to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then some of these Jagannathas, some other devotees are there. So Kunj Bihari and these some other devotees, they are grahasthas. They all went to Calcutta and they hired a place in Ulta Dingi Road. That's where our Prabhupada met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta in 1921. Right? Ulta Dingi. So on the ground floor there was a small temple. On the first floor all the grahasthas were staying. And on the second floor, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, he had a big room with all his books and all that. So at that time, 50 rupees was the rent. At that time, big house. And then Kunj Bihari Prabhu, he was very expert in collecting money and all. Of course, at that time he was a postmaster, so he would pay 25 rupees for the house rent. And the remaining 25 rupees, all the other grahasthas and brahmacharis, they had to collect, but they were unable to collect that much money, 25 rupees per month. Like that. And then later on, so this Kunj Bihari Prabhu, he was very expert manager, expert like that. He would gather many intellectuals, all good, nice people, and then he would bring them to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, and 4 hours, 5 hours, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta continuously do Harikatha. Like that. And then initially there was some resistance, but later on Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur became very famous orator and very great pure devotee of the Lord. And then many people, they started gathering around him, and so many disciples. And meanwhile, before starting the movement, Gaudiya Math, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta kept in front of, he just meditated for many hours on the lotus feet of his spiritual master. He found out that there was nobody qualified to give him sannyas diksha. On the Gaur Jayanti day, he kept the photograph of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and he took initiation, sannyas initiation, in front of the photograph of. So there is one devotee, there are many devotees, previously Satyanarayan Das karke, he was a devotee here. And now he has a Jiva Institute. Right? So don't go there. So they criticize, saying that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's sannyas is not valid because he took initiation in front of the photograph of Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj. And then they follow some Advaita Sampradaya, caste Goswami. He used to come here, anyway. So I think Rasraj Prabhu made him a devotee. He met him, something like that. So he was drinking alcohol and roaming around with girls and all. And he got saved by reading Srila Prabhupada books. Srila Prabhupada books. And then later on, there is a controversy in ISKCON whether Jiva fell down from Vaikuntha or we never fell down. Right? He wrote a book, a leaf also doesn't fall from Vaikuntha. Like that. See, they are, no Falvadis and Falvadis. Like that, there were two groups in 1996, 94. So he had to leave the temple, and then now he turned against. So he criticizing Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, criticizing Srila Prabhupada on this point that our sampradaya is not bona fide because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta took initiation in front of the photograph. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he is a very, very intimate associate of Srimati Radharani. In Chaitanya Mat, Gandharvika Giridhari deities were there. So every day, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta would lock himself in the deity room and consult with Srimati Radharani how to run the movement. So there is no comparison, So conditioned souls like us, we should not criticize the activities of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. He was so fiercely opposed to caste Goswamis, and he was so fiercely opposed to false gurus. He was so fiercely opposed to hypocrites. So why would he do such a thing which is against Sampradaya? Because he is a personal associate. He is known as a ray of Vishnu, like that. So, but scholars, they criticize based on these things. But we should be very faithful, and do not get influenced by such writings. Because nowadays, so much infiltration on Facebook, social media, people are, they get very easily get carried away. But we should remain, we should always offer all our dandavats to His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. Such a great work he has produced on Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, that all the devotees should remain indebted to Maharaj, because such a extensive research he has done on the life of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and presented such a beautiful book, Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhava. I have read it. See, I am speaking without seeing in the book, because I have read it 2-3 times. It was so nice. So wonderful pastimes of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Everybody should read this book. We will know the greatness of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So there is not much time. Prabhu, when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta wrote a book, commentary on Brahma Samhita, and Prabhupada disciples, they wanted to edit because the English was so difficult. But Prabhupada told, leave it like that. Leave it like that. They will come to know how great my spiritual master is. He's just writings and all that. Anyway, so like that the movement has spread. And then once when there is a Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, these caste Goswamis, they attacked Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's party in Kuliagram. They came and they threw the dust and so many other inauspicious articles on the group of the devotees. And somehow the devotees they have chased them away. And then next day, when all the devotees, they assembled to hear Harikatha, some hooligans, they came, attacked the party of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Vaishnavas, and Bhakti Saranga Maharaj, at that time Prabhu, he was actually arrested, he was bound, and then they threatened that they would give him Bali, human sacrifice, in front of everybody. like that. And then they brought sticks, stones and all, and they beat up Vaishnavas very mercilessly. And so much blood flowed on the streets of Mayapur, Navadvip, and all that. And then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there is one more disciple who looked like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Then he was a Grahastha disciple. Then what he did, like they did to Ramanuja, Ramanuja also was threatened to be killed by Shaivites, and they put white clothes and they saved him. Like in the same way, this disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, he put his white cloth on Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, and he took the red cloth, saffron cloth of Bhakti Siddhanta, and he wore. And then somehow or other, with great tactics, they saved Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, because they came to kill him, and they could not recognize Srila Bhakti Siddhanta in the white cloth, and then they took him to Mayapur, like that. And then meanwhile, all the residents of Navadvip, they protested against this, because there was so much blood flowed, even though so many Vaishnavas grievously injured, but nobody got killed. And because of so much beating and all was going on, they brought the Radha Govinda deities, and that elephant was there. So they brought the deities in front, but somehow they saved the deities, and the elephant, took care of the deities. But because of then these caste Goswamis, they got such bad name. They understood the purity of Gaudiya Vaishnavas and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. And the next year, then when they asked him to give, and then there is a prominently displayed on the headlines of all the newspapers, that how all these caste Goswamis attacked Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's party, and so many innocent Vaishnavas, they got injured grievously and all that stuff. And it came on the paper, And then when somebody suggested Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, why didn't you give a police report? He said, well, no, I should thank them. Otherwise, how we would have been on the headlines of all the newspapers in Bengal. Even Anand Bazar Patrika also wrote an editorial article and all that. And then next year, the British government gave 36 policemen as protection. And the police commissioner of that place, he was removed, because everywhere, all the time, corruption is there, like that. Anyway, then meanwhile, when they went to the Dhaka, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's first sannyasi disciple, Bhakti Pradeep Maharaj, Tirtha Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta sent him there. And there, all these caste Goswamis, just like when ISKCON came here, they were spreading rumors that, they are CIA agents and all that. Right? Even Mrs. Gandhi asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada told, which CIA agent will wake up early in the morning and attend Mangalarti? Then Mrs. Gandhi also told, no, they are very innocent devotees. Gurudas Prabhu, Srimati Gandhi liked Gurudas Prabhu and his wife, Yamuna Mataji. And she used to call them by their first name, Gurudas, Yamuna, like that. So they had a great friendship with Mrs. Gandhi. So these communists and all, they were like that. They raised a point that, these Gaudiya Vaishnavas are bad, and they are all these, hypocrites, this, that. Don't allow them come to their house, your houses. Don't give them bhiksha. So many, all the respectable gentlemen in Dhaka, they used to close the doors on the faces of Bhakti Pradeep Maharaj and his followers and all that. Then Bhakti Pradeep Maharaj wrote a letter to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta what to do. Then he wrote an article, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta wrote an article, what is Gaudiya Vaishnavism, what is caste Goswamis and all that. So when it was published, then there is one very prominent gentleman who was very opposed to Pradeep Maharaj. He read that article, and then he was very much influenced. Then he opened the door. And then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, then all the people have this, understood the greatness of Gaudiya Vaishnavas because of the fierce preaching of Shri Bhakti Pradeep Maharaj. and everything was like that. So later on, he established so many temples. There is one devotee, Jagabandhu Bhakti Ranjan Prabhu. He is the one who built Bagh Bazaar temple in Calcutta. And till now, entire money he only spent. And he was very close to Kunj Bihari Prabhu. This Kunj Bihari Prabhu only later on he became Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj, who was very envious of Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada also wrote about him that he is a snake in the grass, envious fellow and all that. Prabhupada wrote, none of my god brothers are qualified to be spiritual master. Because Bhan Maharaj, he gave initiation to, when Prabhupada was there in Vrindavan, he gave re-initiation to some of the disciples of Prabhupada, 1 or 2 disciples. So Prabhupada was very angry and that this is a breach of Vaishnava etiquette. Then he said, he is not eligible to become spiritual master because he is not a self-realized soul. Srila Prabhupada wrote. Like that, Prabhupada was also equally criticizing Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj. And because Shri Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Maharaj and Prabhupada are very good friends. And Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Maharaj used to stay in Prabhupada's house on the first floor. And there are 2 camps, it became 2 camps in Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's time. And in one camp is Kunj Bihari Prabhu, the Bhakti Vilas Tirtha Maharaj camp, and another is Ananta Vasudev. He was a very great scholar. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's English used to be very difficult, or his lectures are used to be very difficult. But Ananta Vasudev Prabhu, previously all the Bhagavad Kathakars, they used to have an assistant who would know all the verses of Bhagavatam. The Kathakar would spell out the first one word of the shloka and then he would complete. So Ananta Vasudev Prabhu was like that. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was like a walking encyclopedia. And then none of the disciples, they would understand what he was speaking. After the lecture was over, they would all gather around Ananta Vasudev Prabhu and ask, what did Guru Maharaj speak? And then verbatim, he would repeat, Ananta Vasudev Prabhu, he would repeat what his spiritual master spoke and explain to them, like that. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he told that after me, then they asked, after you, who will clear the spiritual doubts? Then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta said, after me, Ananta Vasudev Prabhu will clear. He declared a war against Maya, that I challenge Maya, that to cover me, because I am such a servant of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. Like that, so there were 2 camps. Then Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Maharaj. So Prabhupada told this Kunj Bihari Prabhu, he was gathering all the money and he was educating his family members into law, to become lawyers, so that he foresaw that after Bhakti Siddhanta leaves, there will be a fight and these liars will come to hell. Like that. Anyway, very interesting point. And these group are very scholarly people. One group is scholarly people, another is fund collectors and managers. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said, one is serving Vani, another is serving Vapu. All this Kunj Bihari and all, they are serving my Vapu, my body. And Ananta Vasudev and all, they are serving my Vani. So both are very important. Both are very important. Anyway, there are a lot of things. Then Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Maharaj, now ISKCON also, all these things happen. It's no surprise because in 1920s they are doing it. So in 2016, what will happen? Right? Time only destroys everything, no, all good things. Right? Evam parampara praptam imam rajashya vidhu sakaleneha mahata yogo nasta parantapa. Right? In 1920s, sannyasis are corrupt. What do you expect in 2016? Right? So, Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Maharaj, they all gathered a lot of evidence against Kunj Bihari. And once Bhakti Siddhanta was strolling around on the veranda, then Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Maharaj, he is a representative of Ananta Vasudev Prabhu, because Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was very fond of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Siddhar Maharaj because he is a very great scholarly person. And one anecdote, when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was walking around, he found the horoscope of Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj. He took the paper and read. Then he said, "You are a scholar, but you are a very shy person, so you will never become famous." Because you are not outspoken or extrovert. That is when Prabhupada offered Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, "You become president of ISKCON." He refused. I will work for you, you become president of, director of ISKCON. He refused. Anyway, he gave him, data. Kunji Bihari is stealing so much. Credit, debit and all. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur chastised him, saying that, "Have you come here to do bhajan or do credit and debit accounts?" Said, "If I have to appoint a manager, I have to pay him anyway. I think that Kunji Bihari, if he is stealing money, I think that it is some salary, his salary." Said, "You do bhajan, you do your bhajan. If you want money, if you also want money, I will give you. But don't come with these complaints." Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj said, "Yeah, our thinking is very bad." Like that. Anyway, all these things are there. So, Prabhupada told, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur himself told, that I am so fed up with the dealings of my disciples. So, that is why he left this world 10 years before only, because he was so fed up. So, 1st January 1937, finally he left this world. So, when this Kunji Bihari Prabhu, when this Jagabandhu Prabhu, he built this temple, and till now I was telling, nobody knew how much he spent. Entire money he only spent. Like that. And after he left, lot of his money was transferred to the trust run by Kunji Bihari Prabhu. And that money is used for fighting the court battles. Later on, when it was reported to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, actually some of his relatives, when they died, Bhaktisiddhanta told him not to do Shraddha ceremony against his, according to Smartha principles. But he went anyway, did according to Smartha Vidhi, not according to Vaishnava Vidhi. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was very upset that the sannyasi, the prominent devotee in Gaudiya Math, if he does follow Smartha, we will get very bad name. But Bhaktisarang Maharaj, when he reported that he did like this, they said, "Okay, let him, what can I do? What can I do?" Then he accepted him back, saying that if he has some service attitude, why should I reject him? Maybe that service attitude will purify him. Like that. Anyway, all these things are there. And then when finally Bhaktivilas Tirtha Maharaj left his body, 1969 or 70, Srila Prabhupada remarked that he went back home, back to Godhead. Even though he called him snake in the grass and all. So later on, Srila Prabhupada told, Srila Prabhupada told that somebody asked how come he was working against ISKCON and he was so much against ISKCON, he was criticizing you and all that. Prabhupada told what to do. My Guru Maharaj accepted his service. Accepted his service. So that's why he took him back to God. So we should not, we don't understand. If somebody is maybe behaving very badly, but if Prabhupada would accept his service, like yesterday Brajaprabhu was saying, right, that Surabhi Maharaj who built this temple, right, in his last days he was very sick and all, he was airlifted from Delhi to Mathura, then next day he left his body. But in between he did so many things, but in the end, because he built Radharaswari temple, he built Vrindavan temple, then he designed Samadhi Mandir in Mayapur, Vrindavan. So he did so much service, like Vishwakarma of ISKCON. And later on he left, but Ultimately, he came back to Vrindavan and left his body. Like that, whenever Prabhupada would speak about his spiritual master, he would get tears. One day, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's disappearance day was there, or appearance day was there. Prabhupada at the time he was in Los Angeles. And then there was some miscommunication. Tamal Krishna Maharaj told that we will celebrate in the evening time. Because a lot of people will come. If you do it in the afternoon time, people won't come. Prabhupada opposed it. Now many temples in ISKCON they do like that. Today Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur appearance day or disappearance day, because today is Saturday, nobody will come. They will do it on Sunday, which is not approved by Prabhupada. Then when Prabhupada, at the 12 o'clock in the afternoon, Prabhupada asked, where is the feast? Then Madhudvishra Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, Tamal Krishna Maharaj told that, we will celebrate in the evening, so we will cook in the evening. And then Prabhupada was so angry. Who is that rascal to tell that? Like that. And he was so angry. Now 12 o'clock we should celebrate. That was the system. We should do Pushpanjali, we should do offering. How can you change for somebody else because somebody else will come? He was so furious. Then he went in the kitchen and then Srila Bhakti Prabhupada cooked specially feast. Because Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur's favorite is khichdi and all. So he cooked khichdi and all that. And Prabhupada was so upset. When the plate was offered to Prabhupada, after 1 hour or so, he did not eat anything, any food from the plate. Because he was very angry. And then the plate was distributed. And then that day, all these Madhudvishra Prabhu and all, they were describing that Prabhupada cooked khichdi on that day. And when they were eating khichdi, there was a pin drop silence and everybody was in ecstasy. And each and last grain also they were eating because it was tasting like nectar. They said that whatever love he has got for his spiritual master, he put it in that cooking in that khichdi. Like that. Anyway, so many things are there. So whenever Srila Prabhupada would speak about his spiritual master, he would get his tears. That he said, I was never separated from my spiritual master. He was always with me. Like that. Hare Krishna. All glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami ki jai.